Good evening. That didn't work correctly, but that's okay. I didn't even know you could do that where you could put the video in a fourth window, but that's what happened. I do
didn't either.
apologize. So Cinema Text Live, episode 9. We're going to chit-chat about movies and then get into Jim Wynorski's masterpiece. That's me editorializing. So I
Hey,
don't want to...
people dig this one.
Many would disagree. There's a lot of heated debate on the streets about this, but the Lost Empire, we will just be discussing that later. But first, I wanted to ask you guys, introduce yourselves. We have James in the chat as usual. He digs the sound effects. Well, I did those myself. Those are stock sound effects that I collated and coagulated into something. And if you could introduce yourself, and if there's anything you want to talk about that you've been watching lately, anything you bought, anything on your mind in the world of movies.
Go, Scott.
Hello, I'm Scott. I have a channel called No Solution, and I put up videos once in a while, and then I lose subscribers. So that's what that is. As far on a Jim Wynorski kick this week, I don't have anything to show because I don't own the movie, but I watched Sorceress, which is one of his films from the 90s, starring Julie Strain, even though she dies in like the first 10 minutes. But I just love Julie Strain. I mean, she just didn't give a shit. She was born too late to be in Russ Meyer movies because she would have been perfect. Just this like Amazonian woman with giant breasts that her idea of acting was to scream all her lines. And that's what she does in this.
She could have started as a dominatrix in a Russ Meyer movie.
Yeah. I mean, I picture her as Tura Titana in Faster Pussycat. Like she could have done that easily. Yeah, it was a really fun movie. Linda Blair's in it. It's basically about like witches who marry these like lame dudes, but they're like using their spells to try to get their husbands to like be captains of industry against each other. And yeah, it was a fun time. So I did pick up, there was an MVD sale over Memorial Day, and I do love the erotic thrillers. So there's this line that they put out called Skin Max. It's these double feature filthy erotic thriller DVDs, usually sourced from VHS rips. But I really feel like even as trashy as these are, like they should be preserved in some way because I'm sure a lot of these have just disappeared. This one has Different Strokes, starring Dana Plato of Different Strokes. Apparently with a lesbian scene.
I've seen that. Where they try to pretend it's related to Different Strokes.
Oh, do they?
That's awesome.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. And the second one is Ultimate Taboo, starring famous thespian Ginger Lynn Allen.
I'm sold.
We got a Shane McClure double feature here with Strip Show and Target of Seduction. I'm sure both of those will be fantastic.
Yeah, I remember her. The problem is a lot of these have similar names, or they have different names for the same movie. And it's
right?
It's hard to remember which is which. Like Strip Teaser versus Strip Tease versus Strip something.
I know one of these earlier ones I got was like it was a Shannon Tweed movie called like Illicit Affairs 4, but that's not what it was called. It was something else, and yeah.
I have
this one is Midnight Temptations 1 and 2. So I'm glad I'll be able to follow along with the storyline in both and know what's going on and get the entire saga. Yeah, I don't know. Wendy Hamilton stars in the first one. She was a Playboy Playmate. That's all I know about these. So
Scott's always watching a Shannon Tweed movie.
That's true. That's true.
James is impressed with the memories you have in your thumbnails.
Oh, thank you. It's the most effort I put into anything involving my videos, for sure.
That's important. Well, there's also a movie that Scott and I have both seen.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We've both seen Friendship in the theater. I thought that would be cool if we talked about that for maybe 2 minutes.
Sure, I haven't seen it yet, but I think I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. So no spoilers. If there's like
Yeah.
a third act, like
There is.
somebody's a ghost or something,
Oh.
some bullshit.
Scott, should we at least say that there's no ghosts? Is that a spoiler? Okay.
I mean,
there might be
right?
ghosts. There may or may not be ghosts. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I saw it twice. Yes, I liked it a lot, but don't get me wrong, I do have I have the movie pass to the Regal Theater, so it's not like I had to shell out a bunch of money both times. But this is still one of my favorite movies this year so far, probably my second or third favorite. I would say Tim Robinson did not write it, and me and Scott already agree, and a lot of other people do too, that it totally feels like he did. Because I remember at first I was like, man, why just before the movie came out, I'm like, why he doesn't even have a writing credit in it? He's just purely an actor, and it's awesome. It's got that it just has it. If I told you he wrote it, I think you'd at least 90% believe me. It does feel like if some of those would have worked as skits on on the I Think You Should Leave. It has let's just say it's got a cameo that we won't spoil that I thought almost makes the movie. Scott, what do you think?
I was very impressed, and yeah, I didn't pay attention to who made this movie or who wrote it, because I would have thought Tim Robinson wrote it based on his sensibilities and seeing things he's done before. It was a lot more subtle and layered than I thought it would be based on the trailer. I thought it looked like is this a spoiler? Never mind. I won't go into that. Basically, it's not from the trailer. It looks like it looks way simpler than it is, I guess I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very funny. It's very cringy, obviously.
Yeah.
As you can probably guess.
Dark.
But,
it's very dark.
Very dark.
But not overly dark though. Not that's in my opinion. That's of course subjective. I just loved how the line was written, and it's just like I don't know. I just so vibed with it, you know.
Yeah, I'm very glad I made the effort to go see it, because nowadays Eli can tell you half the time, like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to go see that, and then I don't. But I did this time, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, and I would also say that what was cool is I saw it twice, and it was funny having almost two different experiences, because the first time I think it was opening night, so it was just like pretty much full of like Tim Robinson fans, and that was awesome. I was laughing the whole time, like crying. And the second time, so I went by myself, and there weren't a lot of people there this time, but there were like a couple of like random couples, and it was almost a different experience, because I was like sometimes afraid to laugh super hard because I was by myself. I didn't want to be this weird stranger just dying. And like I noticed that they were laughing. They laughed, but like less. And I was like, okay, this is a totally different crowd. You could tell these were like people that walked in and just like, oh, this is pretty funny. But yeah, I much preferred the first experience. But yeah, amazing movie. I loved it.
Now, does he? I assume he writes all of the sketches for I Think You Should Leave.
I think so. Yeah.
I think mostly, yeah. I mean, he might have some collaborators, but I think he writes the bulk of it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even see a trailer for this. I just saw the poster, and I saw like on Facebook some people really raving about it. So
the trailers are good.
I'm just gonna go in cold, as they say. And Simon says, throwing shade that Scott's vids are not as good as his thumbnails.
Very true.
Well, I mean, he doesn't deny that. Yeah.
He has A+ thumbnails, so I'm expecting expecting something better than A+. Albeit is a little tough. Well, I saw Sinners, and which I really liked, and we lost Scott.
He'll be back.
Yeah, I really like. There's like I really love the score. There's a lot of John Carpenter-esque moments in the score, which I didn't expect, and just generally, it's like partially a John Carpenter homage.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point.
Like I feel like Ryan Coogler is a big fan of John Carpenter's Vampires with James Woods.
Yeah, which I like. I'm a fan of John Carpenter's Vampires. Obviously, this is a way better movie, but I like Vampires.
And hold on a second.
He's knocking.
And yeah, the only thing was just the pacing seemed a little weird.
Yeah.
Like the build up took a long time, but then when stuff was happening, it was happening kind of quickly.
Yes. Yeah. And it almost seemed like it almost seemed like two different movies kind of colliding with each other, and kind of, maybe not completely, but
yeah, I don't mind that it's sort of set up the big showdown. I think that's fine, but it seemed like maybe if they just cut out 15 minutes or something, it
was a
been
little
better.
long. I would agree. Yeah. Yeah. It went on a little long, and it was a lot of people say they preferred the first like two acts, where it's, basically before the vampires show up. But I don't know. I liked the vampire aspects, so I don't know if I would fully agree with that, but I like the character, the whole like, oh, we got to find our band, and putting that together. But it was a little long. They could have condensed that a little bit.
Yeah, structurally, it's basically structured like a Western.
Yeah.
In the way that John Carpenter would structure a lot of his movies, like a Western.
Yep. Like, we're taking our time. Maybe you think it's boring, but whatever. We're gonna let it breathe and just kind of happen.
Yeah, we're getting our team together for the big showdown at high noon.
You can't rush that kind of shit. And it was a huge budget. It was like $100 million or something like that. So
yeah, and the cinematography was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think, I don't know. It didn't seem. Some of the reviews, I guess, people thought it was structurally weird or not enough of a horror movie, which it's like a horror Western, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it is to me, but a black version.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
did you hear them making oh wow, look.
What's that kitty's name?
This is Oscar.
Oh, Oscar. We'll see if Midnight bothers me at some point.
He always does. Mm-hmm. But yeah, did you they're making I guess Ryan Coogler's already working on a Sinners 2.
Oh really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was like just announced. I guess secretly he wanted it from the start, but it wasn't a sure thing, obviously, but yeah, I
haven't seen it, but there is room for a sequel.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's one of those things where you could do as long as you wanted to, I guess. Vampires that have existed throughout time. And
yeah, and then there's sort of like the music component. So the sort of the sociological layer of it having to do with the music industry.
Yes.
Like vampires. I have a Letterboxd account, so I made a little blurb, and I said that for some reason the thing that popped into my head was that New Jack it's either a promo or an interview where he talks about New Edition and New Kids on the Block, like New Kids on the Block ripping off New Edition.
Oh yeah,
and that sort of.
I feel like I can't have seen that, but I don't remember it at all. Was that in like Smoky Mountain or something?
It might have been. I can't remember.
Okay.
Or it might have been a shoot interview.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like RF video or whatever.
But there's many examples of stuff like that, you know, like going back to like the 50s and stuff like that, where you know, like record labels would find these like black artists, you know, crank out some singles that actually made money, and then they would just steal the licensing and stuff. And
yeah, James. So yeah, like From Dusk Till Dawn is a
oh,
good
totally.
comparison.
Yeah. And I believe Ryan Coogler said that too. He's like, yeah, that was intentional, totally From Dusk Till Dawn. So.
And there's a scene basically ripped off from The Thing, which is very intentional. That garlic thing.
Yeah. Yep. I thought that was cool. I love that scene, actually.
And there was also, I believe, a shot from Once Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, okay.
So which would fit. So there might be some other.
Awesome.
I'll rewatch it at some point. There might be some other things borrowed from Sergio Leone.
Very cool.
So.
Yeah, Coogler is I'm really excited to see what he does, because he is not just your, like, you know, he's a passionate guy that actually loves movies, and I think he if he's going to be this big Hollywood guy, then I'd rather it be him than someone else that maybe, you know, I don't care about.
I have yet to see any of his movies, because by the time Black Panther came out, I was out on.
Oh, I was too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Black Panther. Yeah,
but
same here.
Yeah, I'm going to see it for sure.
Didn't care.
I've seen Fruitvale Station. That's his first movie, right? About the.
Yeah, I purchased that recently. I haven't seen it yet, though. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I've seen that and Creed and Black Panther and this one, and I like this one the best, I think.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I browsed his IMDb, and Michael B. Jordan has been in all of his movies so far. So I do like, I love directors that do that, you know, that have their gang, and, you know, I think Michael B's got potential. I don't think he's there yet, but I think he's going to do good things.
But as kind of an aside, this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but when you brought up New Jack, it just made me think of what's that?
I just laughed.
So I went to see ECW in 1996. It was like a kind of a fan convention deal where you got to see two shows, and one of them at the ECW arena, and then the night before was in Plymouth Meeting, and was a whole different show. But anyway, the first show, you know, we all took a bus out there, and I don't know why, if they sent New Jack out to us or he just wanted to come out and talk to people. New Jack just was standing outside the bus, just holding court, just telling stories. I don't even remember what he was talking about, but he's just such an engaging guy that was like, oh my God, there's New Jack. We gotta go listen to New Jack. And we all stood around and listened to New Jack talk to us for like an hour about, I don't even know what, but it was awesome. So like, he was a one of a kind guy.
Very social.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, that he was one of the best promos of all time in my world, top 5. With Dusty Rhodes, and I don't know who the other.
Oh man, there's so many.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, of course.
Ultimate Warrior.
Randy Orton.
John Cena doing his meta promo.
Oh God.
Oh, I love it when he acts like he doesn't care. It's so awesome.
Doesn't care.
He talks to me right out of the building.
All right. And so was there anything else movie-wise you wanted to bring up?
No, I guess not really. That was kind of all I had.
Or Eli?
Maybe just 2 movies, because and I don't have a lot to say about them because these are blind buys, but you guys probably have both seen this one, I would bet. Got The Sweet House of Horrors, Lucio Fulci. Well, I know.
I think I did. Um,
Do you remember the details to it?
no.
This is just new to me. I'd never heard of this at all, actually. It was a 4-film series that was made for television in 1989, but they, I guess they didn't expect Fulci to go as hard as he did, so they kind of, I guess they pulled back or whatever. I don't know if they actually made it to television in Italy. It's supposed to be, if the story goes, or if I'm right. I think, like I said, Fulci kind of over delivered, and they're like, we can't put this on TV. So I think maybe it went to VHS or something like that. But I'd never heard of this Cauldron Video.
Yeah, I know of them. I don't think I have anything by them.
Yeah, checked out their website. It looked pretty cool, so I'd recommend them. And then this is I guess this is a recent one from Arrow. I think this came out only a couple years ago. Steppenwolf. Total blind buy. Obviously, when I see something from Arrow, I'm gonna be like, at least I'll take a look. It's yeah, I don't even know this director or how to pronounce it. Looks Russian, but I took a look at it. It's supposed to be super violent, and it just interested me. So I don't even know that much about it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Sweet House of Horrors, there were DVDs of individual episodes, I think. So I think I did see one of them on DVD like 20 years ago.
Cool. It sounded fun to me. I was like, wow, Fulci did this 4-movie thing that was supposed to be on TV, and yeah, I'll check it out. I didn't buy all 4. I just bought one just in case, like, they're not good, but
yeah, and Steppenwolf, I don't know. I know the band.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck is a documentary about the band Steppenwolf, which I would not probably be interested in. But yeah.
Oh, I did order. I think we talked about it last week. The Vinegar Syndrome sale. So I did make an order, but
I missed that. You don't have it yet?
I don't have it yet. I think they're notoriously slow, right? I've only ordered from them one other time, and it feels like it took forever. So
yeah, I ordered. I mean, luckily for me, I have 2 stores within 40 minutes that carry Vinegar Syndrome stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can just go to a store a lot of times unless
I got one too.
To it.
Yeah.
But the one time it was Voyage of the Rock Aliens, the Pia Zadora movie, because I'm like literally the only. If you watched all of these blue tubers, I don't know if you watch them, Vinegar Syndrome fans on YouTube. And then some of them are subscribers where they subscribe for the year and get all of them. And all of them complained about how they hated Voyage of the Rock Aliens. But that was one of my, like, I have it on VHS, and that was the one I was waiting for a release of. and then it was during their sale, they announced it as like a secret title or something. And I pre-ordered it, and I swear it took like 4 or 5 months for me to actually get it.
Yeah. Holy shit. And it wasn't a pre-order?
No, it was a pre-order, but it wasn't a pre-order 4 months ahead of time.
That far
it was maybe like 2 months ahead of time. Then I waited
an extra.
Yeah, because the way they prioritize the shipping, like for the subscribers or however they do it. So I was like last on the list because that was, I think, the first time I ever ordered from their website.
Oh.
And I was kind of like, no, fuck that. I'll just try to find them. Since I have that option, get them at stores. So I do get quite a bit of Vinegar Syndrome releases, but just from stores.
Same here. Yeah.
Everything I ordered has been out for a while, so hopefully it'll only take me 2 months to get it. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the store I have.
I didn't sign up for the friggin' $50 Golden Child 4K.
I don't. No thanks. I don't need that.
And then I did pre-order the big thing is I pre-ordered the Mario Bava box set.
Woo.
Shout Factory, and then it's supposed to come with the initial pre-orders are supposed to come with a poster and a book. So we'll see if I actually get those. But apparently the first 1,000 are supposed to come with those.
The book. I've heard, isn't the poster kind of like a standard thing, but is it like a substantial book?
I don't know. I think it's just film essays.
Okay.
I think it's just a book you would normally get with a box set. Like it just has a couple of essays in there.
Okay.
It's not like a book.
Okay.
So we'll see. But I don't think it comes out for another 2 months.
Oh, damn. I would like to see that. Or I've seen it, but I wouldn't mind having it either.
Yeah, I just had those movies on DVD, I think. Or
Same here.
most of them on DVD.
Yeah, so I don't think I have any Bava stuff. I think most of my Italian stuff is on DVD too. I guess I could use upgrades.
Yeah, because Anchor Bay put out DVD box sets, which is what I have, Maribava DVD box sets.
Oh, okay.
What I was listening to today, let me do the full screen. Do you guys know Chastain?
Oh yeah, I like those early Chastain.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is the 7th of Never.
I haven't heard that one.
I think it's their 4th album.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually really good.
She's got a great voice, that Leone.
Yeah.
She's
No,
great.
I agree. And this is just like traditional metal.
Yeah, with the little spread.
I guess David Chastain was a guitar god, but this is never like overly shreddy or anything.
Yeah, just like you could tell, like, oh, this guitar player is more advanced than most bands. But yeah, it's not like, here's my 4-minute solo, you know. Yeah.
Was he Christian, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know either.
In my mind, I have that like sectioned off into like the Jesus metal section, but I might be wrong.
He might be. He was on he put out albums on like the Shrapnel Records. He was one of the Shrapnel guys. Okay. You know, with what you know the type.
I think I'm mistaken. I think I have him confused somebody else, but
it's possible though. I don't know a whole lot, and I've heard some other stuff that he did. I always liked his playing because like Tom said, I think some of the Shrapnel stuff he would go overboard, but those Chastain albums are more just like cool, just traditional heavy metal. But he's a good writer and stuff, I think.
Yeah, I have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th now, I think, albums, and I think they're really good. I've never heard the first one though.
I think I have like the first 2. I don't even remember the names of any of them.
I think the 3rd one is Voice of the Cult, and the 2nd one is like Warrior of the Wasteland.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah, and I think, all the 3 that I have, I think are all really good, and I think they maybe they get unfairly lumped in with like the shreddy Shrapnel stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't into that at the time, but I almost feel like I can go back to it now and appreciate it, since it's just a vanished time. I think I would enjoy it more now.
Different perspective, yeah.
A band I really like that reminds me a little bit of them that were on Shrapnel is a band called Apocrypha.
I remember the name. Thrash metal, right?
No, it's just traditional, but slightly shreddy.
Oh shit!
But they're Jesus-y.
It happens.
But I don't know. They were kind of like my favorite band on Shrapnel because they were just more traditional metal song based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than the name rings a bell, but I can't say I've heard them.
Yeah, same here. I'm interested in checking him out.
All right. And I wanted to do something dramatic. We have a we have some I've been making clips, right?
And yeah, they're really good. You've been doing a good job.
I've tried like different styles. I've been messing around with it. but the someone's been downvoting our shorts. If I make a clip short, someone like downvotes it like within an hour.
There's just someone out there that just hates us.
Yeah. But through the magic of the internet, I was able to find a picture of this person. Do you guys want to see it? Yes.
Simon. It better not be Simon.
I hope not. No, I don't think so.
Because I haven't sent that package out to him yet. I could still just not send it.
You could shit in it.
I'll just get to kick it into the ocean and just be like, dude, maybe it'll get to you, maybe not.
You want to see a picture of our hater?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Here you go.
Oh, the dog?
No, not the dog. The guy on the phone.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
He's a flat bremmer wearing a sports jersey.
He's clearly a poser.
I guarantee he's got some pink panties on under there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, he's listening to the biz kit, you know. And...
That's right.
So I have a message from our friend Jim Cornette. I have a message from him to any of our haters. Do you guys want to hear this?
Yes.
These goddamn schizophrenic pants that are too long to be short and too short to be long, and this fucking backwards baseball cap, and I want to just slap these motherfuckers. They should be thrown screaming from helicopters in front of their fucking family.
It stopped. God damn it.
Oh.
It cut off. He says they should be thrown from helicopters in front of their families.
No, I heard it.
That sounds like a Jim Cornette comment.
Passion. It's pure passion.
Even though he shits on like a lot of my favorites now, I can't hate him. Like, cause like a lot of these like people I think are doing it for clicks. I think Jim really feels that way. So, you know, good for him. And I enjoy hearing his old wrestling stories. So, no hate for Jim.
Mm-mm. Nah, he can do what he wants, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He's crotchety. That's his thing now.
Even though, you know, now he can say, "Oh, people today don't know how to work," and in 1983, everyone was telling him in the Midnight Express, "You gotta slow it down, kid. Doing too much." That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Everyone eventually becomes the old man they hate.
It's those Fantastics. They
Spot monkeys.
And yeah, those were the original Spot Monkeys, the Fantastics. Right. They ruined everything. It's been downhill ever since.
I miss when you get in the ring and the heel would throw on a headlock and lay in it for 20 minutes and then you go to the finish. that was real wrestling.
All right. In the interest of time, I'll just show off a couple things because I can always show off more stuff next week.
True.
Since you were talking about erotic thrillers, I think one of the best is only on VHS, I believe, in North America. And so I'm going to show it off here. And it is from our friend Fred Olin Ray, Inner Sanctum.
Oh, let's go. Who's in that?
This is Mark.
Tanya Roberts.
I get the Hemingway. Yeah, it's Tanya Roberts and then Margot Hemingway.
That's an all-star cast.
I love that cover.
It's cool.
But this one has a pretty good like noir double indemnity plot. It's basically like there's a woman that tried to unalive herself, and then her husband is maybe trying to off her, and then Tanya Roberts, she's a nurse that comes to take care of her, and then is having sex with the husband and also the neighbor. And there's some twists, like what is going on. But it's actually a engaging plot. And And then Tanya Roberts, I don't know. I think this is her natural accent, but her accent in real life is super New York to the point of ridiculousness. So I
love it. 80s
So-
New York accent.
so she's I mean she has
So hot.
yeah, she has an amazing body. She's very beautiful. But in this movie in particular, she's like, "Yo, I'm from fucking New York." So that's how she talks. I think that's
Get
how
by.
I think that's how she normally talks.
I bet.
And I will say she was the main Bond girl in A View to a Kill. Was that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what is this? 5 years later, she's starring in a Fred Olen Ray movie.
Oof.
It was a up and down career for her. And then she was on that 70s show. Like after that.
I guess she's most famous for being the replacement Charlie's Angels, which is where I originally knew of her because I would watch Charlie's Angels on reruns. All right, ready for another women in prison movie?
A
Always.
little different this time.
So this movie is the sort of release of it is interesting to me because it was released direct to VHS in the year 2000, but never came out in DVD. So I wonder why you would, if you're releasing a movie to home video in 2000, why you wouldn't also put it on DVD?
It's weird.
That is bizarre, yes.
Because DVDs were started. I mean, they started in the US in '97, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. By 2000, they were pretty established here.
I want to say 98 is when I had my first player.
I think of 2001. What was when? Maybe it was 2000. Was when I got my player. But maybe it's they think like the sex perverts that would watch this would not have already upgraded. They're VHS people.
That could be actually partially true.
Okay, and this movie is Time Served.
Ooh.
Here you go. So this is Catherine Oxenberg, who I think was in Dynasty. I don't know anything about soap operas.
She's a fancy lady. I
Yeah,
thought.
Not like a trash film actress.
yeah. She played Princess Diana twice.
Damn.
So like 10 years apart in different movies.
Wow.
So you have to be fancy to pull that off.
Yeah.
But I know her from Lair of the White Worm, the Ken Russell movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's a good one.
And then this is oddly star-studded because you have Bo Hopkins plays well, I don't want to say what he plays yet, but Louise Fletcher, who played Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and won the Oscar.
Yeah, I would say Academy Award winner.
She's the warden of the prison. And then Jeff Fahey is if you don't know him, you would recognize him. He plays the public defender, her public defender.
Jeff Fahey's great.
And this movie is not as good as I'm going to describe it as. It's going to sound amazing, but it is not. It basically sets up like it's very much feels like in the beginning like a Lifetime movie where a woman, her son shoots her abusive husband and then she takes the rap for it. And then, all men are scumbags in this movie, at least at the beginning, except for her public defender. So she ends up going to prison, but they have a work release program. And this is conveyed by Academy Award winner Louise Fletcher. So what I want to ask you, Scott, this work release program for this women's prison, who do you think the employer is? Like, for example, do they send them to an automotive factory, or do they make pottery, or maybe a farm? What would you guess?
Well, I would say it's probably equal weight between like some type of food service program, like maybe they work in a soup kitchen, or also a very viable option is they're strippers.
How did you know? It's a strip club. That's amazing.
I was gonna guess chain gang.
They have well, yeah, but the chain gang is you do a job. You don't just
true,
sit.
yeah.
You don't just stand there being chained.
No, that's true.
You have to actually. You have
A
to
stripper
do
is a
some work.
very important job to the morale of the community.
That's incredible. They have a work release program with the local strip club.
That's amazing.
That's
That
awesome.
would work. That would so work.
And hilariously, they have the school bus where they bring the ladies in to bring them to the prison. So when it's strip club time, they all dress up as strippers and then stick them back in the school bus and then go to the strip club. And the giant Department of Corrections school bus is just sitting right in the parking lot the whole time.
Full of strippers. That's awesome.
That sounds hot. Like they're desperate.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
go to the strip club like right now.
Dude, you can get such a huge discount on that lap dance. Like $3.
But somehow the movie doesn't live up to that hype because it feels like a Lifetime made for TV production, but then like a man came in halfway through. It's like, we got to have a strip club scene. It's 40 minutes long.
Sleaze it up.
So it doesn't it doesn't feel like they really wanted to do. They wanted to make like a woman's picture or something.
Do you think it maybe was like edited or added in later? Like, let's add this huge strip club scene. This movie's garbage.
No, because it's like an hour of the movie.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Okay,
So Catherine Ackenberg get up there and show what's going on. Give her all she's got.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, yeah, it feels like she does convey class to where it feels like she's not into this at all.
Yeah.
So
she's above it, but she'll do it, but
yeah,
she's not into it.
And the other thing is,
hotter, kind of.
I don't know. It depends. And the other thing, another thing I got was, I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen the movie. I finally picked up the 4K of Cruising. Al Pacino, Arrow, and look how stark that is.
That's really nice. I love it.
It's very classy. I've never seen it. I thought this was kind of a sleazy movie.
It is.
Yes, it's basically, there's a serial killer amongst leather daddy bars,
Okay.
and then Al Pacino goes undercover to catch this guy. And I maybe saw it 20 years ago. I don't even remember, but it's William Friedkin, of course.
Yeah.
He did The Exorcist and To Live and Die in L.A., et cetera, et cetera.
We're back.
So I think
I haven't seen it in a long time either.
I think I'm gonna watch it tonight. And I didn't buy it because there's hard leather daddy cock in it.
But if you did,
yeah, I bought it because it is cinema with Al Pacino.
Yeah, I remember really liking it. I've seen it one time, and it was also a lot of years ago. I have the original Arrow DVD release, so I'll watch that tonight too. That'd be cool. That's kind of been on my list of things to rewatch. Like I love. It's weird. Yeah, Friedkin's style. I only really ever watched The Exorcist for the longest time. One of my all-time favorite movies, but like branching out after the longest time into like his other stuff, it's been a journey for me.
Yeah, and this release is insanely stacked with stuff.
It looks like one of the bigger releases. Like it's got the thick box.
Yeah, because I went through for the first Conan, I went through all those extras.
Oh,
It
did
was
you?
It was crazy how much stuff
Wow.
was on there, but it was all quality.
Yeah. Not just like, here's some shit that we put no effort into.
Yeah, I think Arrow and Criterion especially are good with extras. So
Yeah.
if they do an interview with like the production designer,
Yeah.
it's not just 40 minutes of them rattling on. It's actually like an edited, like mini documentary about the production design or something. It's actually really interesting.
Yeah, don't you love when you get that footage where it's like one take, there's like no editing, and it's literally like you can tell they just, can I just have 20 minutes of your time, just here talk, and like you can tell it's no effort, I don't like that.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I love Arrow. I'm a fan. I'm a big Arrow fan.
Scott, we were talking about Leather Daddy Cock and you missed everything.
Dude, it was good.
There's nothing you can say I don't know.
Don't be so sure.
All right, we'll get into the Lost Empire then.
Which,
all right.
Spoiler alert, does not have any Leather Daddy Cock.
No, it has leather. Well, yeah, it has Leather Mama.
Yeah, true.
And that's the poster.
I love it. I love the poster.
To start, I've heard through the grapevine that director Jim Wynorski is currently in bad health, but I don't know any specifics. So I've decided to provide a picture, if Jim ever happens to watch this, a picture to cheer him up. So obviously we can't have nudity. This is YouTube. So I took a still from, I know he's a Clint Eastwood fan. So I took a still from, I'm sure, one of his favorite Clint Eastwood jams, Every Which Way But Loose. And let us partake. So that's, we can't show tits, but that's the closest I can do. So Jim, or cantaloupes, but so you have to read between the lines, but
yeah, you can get there.
I don't know anything about Jim Wynorski, but obviously I hope he's doing okay, and yeah, I've enjoyed many of his films. So
now this is my favorite Jim Wynorski film. Do you guys have a personal favorite?
I've only seen Chopping Mall. I'm lame.
Chopping Mall is awesome. See, somebody like in the 90s maybe had floated to me the theory. I think maybe an article I read that Fred Olen Ray and Jim Wynorski were actually the same person. So for a long time I thought that was true. So they're kind of jumbled up in my head. So it's hard for me to kind of separate which of the Jim Wynorski movies. But yeah, Chopping Mall for sure. And just recently, my recent purchase of Bikini Car Wash Company, and knowing that he was basically the ghost director for anything in that movie that anybody cared about, that goes high on the list for me.
I would describe it as Jim Wynorski being the more talented version of Fred Olen Ray.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Like although he didn't necessarily have the budget many times, but if Fred Olen Ray took talent pills, he would be Jim Wynorski.
Well, have you seen it's a
James
documentary called Papatopoulos?
No, James is a fan of Witches of Breastwick.
That's what. Okay, so Papatopoulos is a documentary about making the Witches of Breastwick. It's cool to see, but it's also kind of sad that like Jim Wynorski went for making like a movie like this, which obviously had his budget limitations, but was a production and had sets and special effects, and then it became like, as the budget shrank and the markets for these movies shrank, it just became let's do a shitty parody of a movie that was popular, and we can't find enough girls to take their top off, so now we're just going to get porn stars to be in it, and that's kind of where his career ended up. You know, this was Stormy Daniels was in this one, and some of the other actresses were like, we're just hiring porn stars now because they're the only ones who want to show their tits. Like, I don't know, it was interesting, but also kind of sad.
There is actually a porn star in this movie, very briefly, but before she started porn. And I'll have to. Who was it? Give me a second.
I had assumed there would be a few, but I didn't check. Just judging by some of the boobs, I was like,
yeah.
oh, at least one or two of these.
I'll when we get there, I'll point her out. Well, I have seen there's a documentary called Some Nudity Required.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Which is
I've been looking for that.
I have it on VHS, so once I actually go through and organize all my VHS, I can rip it and send you a copy.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
I don't think it ever came out past VHS. But that's interesting because there's a female composer that did tons of music for Roger Corman movies of that era. And so it's sort of from her point of view. So it's kind of from a these movies are sort of vacuous and sleazy kind of point of view, so it's kind of negative. But it's a really interesting documentary.
I remember it being kind of critical, which fair enough. I mean, it probably should be, but I remember specifically them talking to Maria Ford and her saying like certain directors had said that her nipples were ugly and they didn't want her in their movie or something like that, even though she was willing to take her top off. And I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty.
It's brutal. Jesus.
James has a good point that I didn't occur to me, but there's a Cannibal Corpse Jim Wynorski crossover because he did The Haunting of Morella, which used like a stock image, or wasn't a stock image, but it was an image that was repurposed for the 6 Feet Under, the first 6 Feet Under.
Oh shit! It was
cover
with that monster on the cover.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I never made that connection. Yeah, nice one. Okay,
I had no idea. Poser.
How dare you not know The Haunting of Morella?
I know.
I mean, I don't have an excuse. I know that movie, and I never made that connection.
Still.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to quit smoking. I've got this like poser, like inhaler thing. So if you see me sticking this thing in my mouth, that's what that is.
It's not inhaling some random shit. Smoking.
It's just like a peppermint thing.
Oh yeah.
Satisfy the like smoking urge without any nicotine. So
yeah,
I'm trying it.
Good for you.
All right, so let me go back to this. So basically, the plot for this movie is fairly complicated, but I don't think it matters all that much.
No.
So I wrote up a little plot synopsis, but basically the lead villain is played by Angus Scrimm from the Phantasm movies, famously.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Sindhu. And basically he has a deal with the devil that he can remain immortal if he sacrifices a certain number of lives. So he's like kind of a variation of a Dracula character. So instead of sucking blood, he has to lead people to their death or something in some way. And then basically he's in charge of a cult that lives on an island, and he conducts tournaments with trios of busty women,
For some reason.
not singular women that have B cups.
No. God.
Not teams of 4 that have huge tits. Specifically in 3s with big tits to combat and each other in gladiatorial combat.
I'll Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, I'll Enter the Dragon, and I guess the idea is if these people can be killed, then that adds to his quota, so he can remain immortal.
Right, because they do establish early on, like if he kills 1 million people one day, it doesn't matter. He has to kill one person a day. It doesn't cross over. So
Yep.
Has to be a steady diet.
No carryover minutes.
And this is Frederick, right? From Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brother.
Hey, what's up, man?
We have a cat, but that's not my cat.
That's mine again. That's mine again. He's been very mouthy today.
So the lead is Angel, and her brother is killed by some of Sindo's ninja minions.
In a great opening scene.
Right.
I loved it. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, what was the spinning? Was that supposed to be hypnotizing them?
I don't know.
It's
weird though, and it's cool.
But basically, I don't think this was part of her because she's a cop. She's like, have you seen Cobra with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's like in that movie, Marion Cobretti, he's a part of what they call the Zombie Squad.
Zombie Squad, yeah.
Which is like the divisions of the division of the police that doesn't have to abide by any laws. They can just shoot bad guys indiscriminately.
So it's Stallone and Poppy from Seinfeld. Do you remember that?
She's kind of like part of the zombie squad of this police department, of whatever their equivalent is. And then so she decides to get revenge, but I don't think it's a part of her official police business. I think that she just does this on her own, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, it seems like it. Her boyfriend is what, like an FBI guy or something? But he's not really connected either, right?
Yeah, he seems like he's just doing it. It's not because he's a FBI agent. But basically, since it's she has to find 2 other busty women to team up with to enter the Dragon style tournament, and then destroy Sindhu for murdering her brother. So that's the basic plot. And I actually have a history with this film because when I was a child, so we were talking maybe 10 years old, I would guess. I remember seeing a description, or maybe it was that ad of the movie in TV Guide that was playing late. And I actually recorded the movie on VHS on whatever channel it was. Maybe it was Cinemax. But I thought because the way it looks, it seems like it's an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, the name and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, like there was like the Indiana Jones ripoffs, like Alan Quartermain and Firewalker with Chuck Norris.
Firewalker.
So that's what so I actually had I had a version recorded off of TV, and oddly enough, when it was released on VHS, they cut it down. They cut out some of the sexiness.
No, of course.
But the version I had that as a child had more nudity in it.
You had
because I remember
I
remember seeing it later on VHS, and it would just cut away at certain points.
What?
But I think this DVD, or the version I sent you, is the uncut version, and then the DVD. I have the DVD, and that's also an uncut version. And apparently, they did a burn-on-demand Blu-ray that's extremely hard to find.
Wow.
But anyway, so this I guess you could say this movie was part of my sexual awakening. Oddly enough,
I would think so at that age.
and I there's on the DVD. There's also a Jim Wynorski commentary, which is really great. So I would recommend, assuming you can still find it, I would recommend picking it up for that. Um, he said on the commentary, and if you watch the movie, it absolutely feels this way, but he actually spells it out where he says that it was his first movie. He thought he would never be able to make another movie, so he wanted to put as much shit he liked into this one.
Oh,
And it absolutely feels that way.
Yeah. Did he comment on why the main lady did not get naked?
Yeah, I think so. Just that she didn't want to. She actually, a couple of years later, she became involved in politics in some way.
Oh, okay. I was watching this movie and I was like, she's not. I mean, she's wearing low cut tops, but she's not taking her shirt off. I was like, this is rookie Jim. He would not fucking stand for this further in his career. Like, he wouldn't let this prude be the lead in his movie. But I thought it was interesting.
She's hot, and we'll get into it. And I personally think, and maybe people laugh at me, but beyond the silliness of the plot, I think there's a lot of talent on display in the movie, considering the budget. I'm not sure what the budget was, but I know from Jim's commentary that it was extremely small for what they were trying to pull off. I think it's like shot really well for one of these. If you compare it to other Roger Corman movies of the time, for example, like
it's
shot
far
really
above. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Alan Howarth did the score.
Yeah, he was a big name, right, back then.
So he worked with John Carpenter a lot.
Oh,
so
that's right.
a lot of times if John Carpenter didn't want to do the score, or he would work with Alan Howarth.
I think Howarth did, I think, Vampires that we were talking about earlier. Or he might have.
He might have.
Yeah.
So, for example, the movie that Alan Howarth scored after this movie was Big Trouble in Little China.
Which you could also kind of compare these two movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost forgot about that already.
So you can
strangely, I was looking for just streaming options for this movie, so I was looking at various library affiliated streaming sites, and you can't watch the movie, but you can download the soundtrack.
Oh, so. Weird.
Soundtrack album's available.
And I do like the score a lot in this movie. It's pretty simple synth score, but it's fairly memorable.
Yeah, and it's varied too. Like it's scene by scene. There's a nice variation of sounds. It's not just like one synth score throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the other point before I'll bring up the slides. The other point I wanted to make is, are you guys aware of cereals?
Yeah.
When I say what a cereal is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were, in case people don't know, because they were mainly popular in the 40s. They were basically usually 12 or 15 chapters of a story. So it was basically like television before television. So you would see a movie in a theater and they would show the first chapter of a serial. And for example, a lot of popular ones were like Tarzan or The Lone Ranger. So this movie, to me, it's influenced by a lot of things, but it feels like just a ton of different serials just jammed together. And and a comparison point sort of with this idea is both Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark did a sort of similar thing. The first Star Wars, where in particular, the first Star Wars was heavily influenced by the science fiction serials like Flash Gordon and that stuff. And then the Raiders of the Lost Ark was heavily influenced by various action adventure serials. And then this is different in that it just like takes all of them, even though they don't fit together, like sort of the ones with an Asian bent, and then the Westerns, and then the action movies and jungle adventures. It just sort of takes everything into a jumble to me, which I actually like.
I do too. Yeah, it was fun.
So it starts off with a jewelry store in Chinatown, and
Oh yeah, the first shot was like the circular zoom in, and it's just tits.
Yeah. So you know
Perfect.
right away what you're getting into.
To Joe's career.
yeah. That's
That's
the first shot. And he also said on the commentary that the movie was supposed to be shot in 3D.
What?
Oh.
3D boobs, huh?
But when they showed up to, because they actually, this first scene actually is what they shot first, and the 3D wasn't working, so instead they decided to shoot it in a scope aspect ratio, the extra widescreen instead. So and there's the stuff with the Eye of Avatar. So basically the villain Sindhu, what gives him will ultimately give him his ultimate power is that he has these two eyes of Avatar. So he has one of them, and then the other one is apparently in this jewelry store in Chinatown in Los Angeles.
Of course.
Why? I don't know. And then so we have ninjas with spinning ninja stars.
Like yo-yo ninja stars.
Yeah, I don't know. And then so the shop owner, he takes a ninja star to the back of the head, and his ass goes through the window. Poor old man.
Yep. He didn't even see it coming. These ninja costumes too.
Yeah, and then the cops show up, and there's a battle, and they all kill each other.
Which I didn't expect. I thought they were just going to annihilate the cops, but the cops killed, well, fuck all of them.
Yeah, they sort of kill each other, and
Literally.
then there's one cop survivor, but he's in bad shape.
Yeah.
And then I love these opening credits. Here's a couple of still images from that.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
And there's a big crawl like in Star Wars or Conan.
Yeah, pay attention because this really ties in later.
The movie.
Or not at all.
Not at all.
And then as it happens, there's some kidnappers or they call them terrorists, I guess. But they hold some kids hostage
With the switchblade.
with a switchblade.
Mhm.
These were simpler times.
Got to work with what you have.
And then so we have a mysterious cop shows up, and this is like the
Cobra scene.
Yeah, the special squad they call in when shit gets real heavy.
Yeah.
I totally thought that was a tough dude. How about you guys?
Oh, for sure.
And then so our hero, and they do the dirty. So this is again many homages or thieveries from other movies. So we have like Dirty Harry. So the the creep thinks that's it's been 6 shots. Not the case.
Yeah, I love how this dude's like, yeah, we're gonna fight, and she just shoots him.
Turns out
this
he's
guy-
just retarded.
Yeah.
And this guy gets shot through the globe. So I don't know if there's like that's supposed to be like a political statement or something.
Yeah, is it Africa? Where did they hit? Looks like Africa.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
If you're gonna come to school, punk, you better learn how to count. So we think it's might have assumed it's a man, but it's a hot blonde lady.
Sure is.
And then so she has her side fuckboy.
Young Dennis Farina.
I forgot his
He
name.
is a fuck boy too. That's like all he is. He's nothing.
His accent and everything is great.
And oh god, what's this? Is it Rick?
It should be.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, Rick from Chicago.
Frederick mentioned Russ Meyer, which I think is a good comparison point. Because you might call this film misogynistic, and I guess maybe in certain ways it is, but all the women are kind of badasses in similar way to Russ Meyer movies. And then even like the hot Studley with the mustache, he's just like her side fuckboy, and then she doesn't want to actually have a steady relationship with him.
Yeah.
But she is very much in charge. Let's say it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love this running gag where she constantly hits him in the nose, either on purpose or accidentally. And then the slides are slow now. Okay, here we go. And then how would you like a bust in the mouth? And I will say, I think I've seen this movie enough times. I really like the editing. I think it's edited really well.
Yeah, very like a lot of quick cuts and stuff.
And this is a good example. Like she's on top of him after punching him in the face, and then it cuts to, bam.
Yeah.
That is if you want to know what cinema is, that's fucking cinema.
It's not the fucking Bloodline.
And then the phone rings. The phone rings, and she the phone rings, and she accidentally whacks him in the nose again.
Yeah, he's a bitch, but whatever.
Yeah.
And this is a shot for the ladies. Any ladies watching?
Yeah.
Nice angle.
Something for everybody.
So
So
that feathered hair is pretty sweet. I gotta admit, his feathered hair is awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's got it down.
So her brother is one of the cops that got injured in attacking or attacked by one of those ninjas at the beginning.
That's what you were to the hospital.
Her costumes, man.
Yeah, I love her outfits in particular.
She's got a lot of them too.
I got to put on my going to visit my dying brother costume.
and zip down the bodysuit.
Yeah, no bra or anything.
Those things got to breathe.
Yeah.
And so her brother's in rough shape. I didn't take a picture of him because he doesn't have big tits. So who cares?
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
And then and I will say, I think the actor I think is Paul Kufis. I don't know how to pronounce his name, playing Rick. I think he does a great job considering how difficult this role is, because he's the comic relief, and then he's also like the lead Studley, and then but also the exposition dump guy.
Yeah.
So that's a hard thing to try to pull off.
It's true.
And then in the commentary, so he has this huge exposition dump for this shot. Jim Wynorski said they only had one take to do it because they were getting kicked out of the hospital. So this whole scene where he does this whole paragraphs of plot explanation was just one take, and then they were out.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to admit that this movie confused me. But this whole his whole oh, this and this guy, and he might be this guy, and I was like, what is happening? What? But he had to get through it, and he did. So good for him. Yeah. And ultimately, it does not matter. So.
And there's this is like a shitbag detective on the force.
Oh, this fucking guy.
And he comes into play later.
The worst actor ever, probably.
He reminds me of Nicky Cat, like a bad Nicky Cat.
He's so bad.
The recently deceased Nicky Cat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, besides like the sort of the pulp movies and the titty movies, Wynorski just likes old-fashioned Americana. Like there's a this cop was a kid actor who was on the Lassie series.
Oh wow.
So if you notice when he walks away, there's a dog barking. That's supposed to be Lassie.
That's awesome. No, I had no idea.
And there's a lot of like screwball comedy type of things. Like you can tell he's a fan of he watches Turner Classic Movies,
Yeah.
In general. So she investigates and goes back to the jewelry store. Chalk outlines.
And then guy shows up.
Frederick
it's Charlie Chan, right?
Frederick has the alternate title suggestion. Island of Lost Titties.
Sure.
Well, I mean, maybe the stars, but everyone else we saw.
Yeah.
And then there's also if you know what Charlie Chan was, a series of detective movies, and they have a Charlie Chan knockoff that's also called Charlie Chang. So he explains that.
I thought it was Charles Chang or Charles Chan. Like he was actually Charlie Chan.
Yeah, so he's a Charlie Chan knockoff named Charles Chang.
Okay.
And that's just the joke.
Okay.
So he's the bureau he works for the Bureau of Hong Kong. Sure.
Yes.
that normally anytime somebody gets shot in Chinatown in Los Angeles, let's get a detective from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
We have jurisdiction here, don't worry.
That was the Chinese back then. If you worked for if you were a Chinese detective, you had jurisdiction over Asian people.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
right.
That's how that worked.
Yeah. Lee Chuck.
I wish we could go back to those times.
Yeah. Colt on Golgotha.
At Golgotha Island.
Which is probably not a place.
And weirdly, the other Eye of Avatar that the villain is looking for went into Angel's purse while she was at the store.
Right, yeah, I just teleported there, right?
Yeah.
It knew where it had to go.
Did.
And then so her brother eventually succumbs to his ninja star wounds. Sadly.
Everyone always.
Oh my god. I didn't even make a note of this, but she opens the door. There's two cops here and goes, "He's dead, isn't he?" And they just they hang their head sheepishly and just walk away. They never say anything.
Yeah, so he explains this on the commentary. So this ties into, I don't know what the budget was, but I assume it was extremely low.
They
Based
couldn't
on
have a line. Is that it?
yeah. So what happened is the Jim said that those two guys were being paid as extras, and then SAG rules said they had to be, if you gave somebody a line of dialogue, you had to pay them $400 a day.
Oh shit! Damn.
So they were probably getting paid like $50 or $100.
Yeah.
So he just did that to save like $300.
That's awesome.
Just did that scene where the cop doesn't say anything. He just well, I have it on the next.
It works. I would have done it too.
They're all sad. Oh.
They just hang their head rather than say anything. So that saved them like $300.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You know what? I'm in now.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, poor bastard was killed by a rubber throwing star. Maybe he's a pussy.
Yeah.
It took 3 days, but eventually he succumbed to that half-inch penetration wound.
Maybe the police force is better off. They don't have that pussy anymore in the force.
Yeah.
And then so she's like, she punches. There's another great editing thing where she punches something and then she punches this doll, and they're sort of like tussling and doing the dialogue. So there's like sort of a rom-com thing, or like a screwball comedy, I guess, but they're tussling at the gym. And then, so there's, like I mentioned before, the trios competitions on the island, and I guess whoever wins a bunch of money or prizes. And this is some good lighting. Olivia Newton-John never looked this good.
No.
She's like a hot lady, but I mean, I don't know if it's the 80s makeup. Was she like kind of older? Or was it just the makeup making her look? I mean, I would guess, like, looking at her, she's in her like mid-30s.
It's hard to tell back then. Probably.
I think she was, or early 30s.
Okay.
And I love that they're doing all this stuff and even fighting each other, but these two guys working out don't even react.
No, they're just pumping iron. Shirts off.
They got time for this nonsense.
No.
So this sets up the plot where she has to enter the tournament, but she needs two partners. And this reminded me of like a Seven Samurai type thing, because there's a lot of movies that do this where we got to round up the posse.
Yeah, right.
Classic.
Excuse me.
Classic formula. He's into that sort of thing.
So she does like so this sets up this good old fashioned filmmaking from the 40s that Jim Wynorski loves. Like they set up a plot point just by having a newspaper front page article. But basically she does a ceremony to conjure her Native American partner, White Star.
I guess.
Blue eyes.
So she's like appropriately like this movie's Tonto, I guess.
She does say Kimosabi a lot.
A lot. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I have some examples coming up.
I did look her up, and I guess she has some kind of Native American heritage, but this seemed kind of red-faced to me. I don't know.
That's more than I would have guessed.
It's a little. I'm not awoke, but this seemed a little offensive.
I think we need to take a stand. We're doing it live. We're canceling Jim Wynorski. It's time.
Shit.
I'm offended.
Oh no. Sorry, Jim. You're canceled. Your work has been respected all these years, but we've uncovered the dark underbelly.
Yesterday I was fine with the titty movies and the Witches of Breastwick, but today I've come to my senses.
Yeah.
I used to think the Bear Wench Project was a fine example of classic filmmaking, but I've come to my senses.
Yeah.
Jim, I'm getting on Blue Sky tonight, and I'm letting you have it. So this is Raven de la Croix, who is in several Russ Meyer movies. And interestingly, she stars in the movie Up, which was written by Roger Ebert.
Oh, yeah, the Ebert movie.
Oh, he wrote that too?
Yes, that was the other Russ Meyer movie that he wrote.
I've never seen that one.
Me either.
And okay. God, the slides are moving slow. All right.
She does have the biggest tits, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Also, she was dating Jim Wynorski at the time.
Oh, snap.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
And I have a comment.
I take back the canceling. Jim's a legend.
Yeah, what a badass. The Carpenter comparisons continue.
Yeah, she was his Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
The winds will look after him.
Yes.
All right.
What?
Sure. If you say so.
It's how I live my life. I mean.
Oh, and this is the first example of the kind of perm that comes and goes for our main lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Her hair is always different.
Yeah, oddly, like when she gets on the island, like all of a sudden she has a different perm.
Yeah.
All right, so they team up. So at the there's certain scenes of this movie were filmed in like Bronson Canyon and where was it? Let me look it up real quick. So it was like the have you ever seen that movie Robot Monster? Is the one I think of.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
So that's like the same cave area where they shot some of those scenes where she goes to conjure White Star.
Okay.
Is that?
Oh, and this is the Raby bar, right?
What was that?
This is the SA bar where the guys inside are like, hey, I know people.
Yeah. The red.
That's what I had a special prop for the stream because there's a Hams truck in the parking lot and I had a Hams beer.
And he says that Ham's truck just showed up while they were filming.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they didn't want to have it in the shop, but it was just there. So they were like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
I thought Hams was like class enough. They're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll be in your movie."
No, they had no idea.
I mean, the audience for this movie.
Respect. I thought Hams signed off on this project.
Nice. You could pretend.
Yeah, because I as a kid I used to go to Griffith Park, so that cave is in Griffith Park, along with the Griffith Observatory, which is also in a lot of movies. It's in Rebel Without a Cause, most famously. So they're at Griffith Park, and naturally, you want to unwind. You go to the local shit kicker bar.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Where you got guys like this?
Come on, these guys.
Look at them, tickle bitties. Let's go.
This fucking guy out here.
So this guy is very direct.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it must have worked for him once, right? He keeps doing
it. You would think. You would think. It's actually how Scott got married.
I mean, it was, 78 times I got smacked in the mouth or locked in jail, but
that's last time was magic. It's a rite of passage.
You want to find the right girl, or don't you? I mean, come on.
Yeah. You got to know how to narrow it down, weed them out, weed out the losers.
Right.
She needs a man who knows what he wants.
This is a good line. This is a good comeback too. It's snappy.
Yeah, she has some good comebacks and one-liners.
Yeah.
So when he says like I'm popular with the chicks, it's like, why don't you go back to the farm and be popular? Implying he's a chicken fucker.
Yeah.
Shit. And this is a classic like action hero thing. It's like, how do you drive with a broken windshield?
Yeah. Whoa, broken windshield.
Yeah.
Bam. Yeah.
I thought she was going to throw him through the windshield. I thought that was going to be the punchline to that, but
she was showing how badass she could karate chop.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Raven is part of a Native American tribe that keeps ninja stars in their belt.
Yeah. Crossover. We call it crossover tribes.
Yep. I remember when all the Native Americans did the throwing star attack on General Custer.
Yeah.
That's how they won.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has her second she has her first partner, and then to get her second partner, she goes to a prison to recruit an inmate, and it doesn't really make sense in terms of I don't think if you arrest somebody, if you're a cop who arrests somebody, you can't just take them out of prison by sponsoring them. I don't think
so.
Oh, I thought you could.
Pretty sure you need some kind of permission,
I don't even with permission. I don't think
even with permission.
I think we need an expert to weigh in on this. I think you can. I've seen enough movies. I think we can.
So we're getting the women in prison influence here, right?
I'll make a quick Saturday night call to my lawyer. We'll get him on this.
All right.
Ask him. So
I was going to think they're a blonde with big tits. I think you can.
Yeah, that's basically that's the golden rules. If you're a blonde with big tits, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's the ultimate life hack, really.
That's the real.
And if you're a blonde with big tits, getting out another blonde with big tits.
Yeah.
So the did you guys what the fuck was it called? Did you guys see those Rebel Moon movies on Netflix? The Zack Snyder?
I had no interest.
I did not. No, I heard not good things, and weren't they both very long?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't watch them.
So I did watch them, and my biggest comment. So basically, it's Seven Samurai, is basically how the movie's structured. Well, the first one. So they do the thing where they have to recruit all the different people, and the amazing thing to me is that they did the thing where you show up to recruit somebody to convince them to join your team, and at that very moment, that person is being a badass in the biggest fight of their life.
They're already in it when you go to visit them. They're already in the middle of a fight.
So it's like,
I love it.
So in this movie does it, but only does it once. It doesn't do it 6 times in a row like fucking Rebel Moon.
And it doesn't really. I think it's clever. I think the scene is really clever.
So yeah. So in other words, it's like she's telling I'm going to get this girl from prison. She's a badass, and then right when they show up, she's in a mud dominatrix wrestling thing,
right?
Kicking ass. Coincidentally, in Rebel Moon, they do that 6 times in a row.
Jesus, it's cool one time,
Yeah, you can get away with it once because you can go, well, that's a coincidence.
Yeah.
And so this is basically mud wrestling with a dominatrix. Again, I don't know if this is typical women's prison activity. But then go ahead.
I assume not.
Based on all the movies I've seen, I would say probably, yeah.
But
That's
yeah, but evidence would point to yes.
But that previous movie, they go to a strip club. They work at a strip club. So
Oh yeah.
I think wardens have been quite lenient over the years. So I love that whatever the rules, there's no shooting or stabbing
In prison. Yeah. In a prison
Right.
fight. No shooting.
in dominatrix mud wrestling. Like, isn't that like, does that need to be said? Like, if you go to see a mud wrestling tournament, do they say, hey, look, you can't just pull out a gun and shoot the girl?
You guys know the rules. No guns, right?
Like,
Just
isn't
in
that
case you didn't
assumed to
know.
be
I think
not
it's
part of the
assumed,
rules?
yeah, like that's like no disqualification wrestling match. You can't just bring in a chainsaw. Like, it's assumed that, you know. All
Well, it
right,
happened-
you can use a chair, but let's not get crazy.
Well, it happened one time, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we need to start warning people." We thought you assumed the guns weren't allowed, but
That's
you
what
know.
I think. Like a girl shot somebody, and they're like,
It-
well, we got to put that in the rules.
And to be fair, she was like, "What the? I didn't know. That's how I fight."
Oh, so this lady, I recognized her from Red Letter Media. It was a movie called Biohazard.
I thought she looked familiar too.
Okay,
It was the one they were making fun of her because, like, there's a scene where she is on the phone in a bra, and you can see the top half of each of her nipples.
Oh yeah, that's the
And
one.
they were like, "Why would you do that? Did she have a clause like she would only show one nipple, so they like took half of each one?" Or
Yeah.
yeah, I guess she was like a kind of like a dancer. I don't think she was a porn star, but more of like an adult model. And yeah,
That would make sense.
Judging I recognize her.
Judging by the tits, yeah, she had to be in the business of some sort.
And then there's a tussle where one of the girls' tops gets ripped off, and I love that the two girls' reaction is they find that hilarious.
So does the fucking prison guard too.
Like they're even the adult women act like 12-year-old boys. Were like, haha, they've got to see tits.
Look at their faces, you know.
It was a simpler time. Everyone just was having fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh damn,
It's some dirty language.
a little dirty.
So she defeats the dominatrix. Have you ever have you been called you make plenty good warrior?
Never heard that said that way before.
Like, again, I'm not a sensitive person, but I was like, that's pretty fucked up. Like, you plenty good warrior.
Yeah. Like, try to like.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, to me, like, because I think this movie came out in America in '85. Like, even in '85,
that's pushing
for
it
for a titty movie. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was sort
that
of
seems like
retroact. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
outdated.
Tonto shit from the 50s.
Yeah, I think once you got to like 1966, that would have, you know, been out of date.
Yeah.
Jesus, 20 years a little late.
So I already forgot the actress's name. Is it Heather? So Heather is the character. So I love that this setup of why she's in prison. So basically, Angel's the one that put her in the prison.
Yep.
So she explains, like, you're the one that stole the crane from the construction site, and you're the one who picked up the 2-car garage with the crane and dropped it on the police station.
Yeah. I mean,
And she says, I get loaded and I make one little mistake.
yeah.
I crushed a police station. Come on.
We've all made mistakes. Come on.
So this is obviously a party girl. She gets drunk one night. Let me go steal a crane.
next to a police station.
and then steal a 2-car garage with the crane,
Right. Yeah.
and then drop the garage on the police station.
Probably killing people. Like, we can only
I mean,
assume people died in
I
that.
feel like we're missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
Have you seen her tits?
And then
I have noticed.
Okay. All right. So what's the problem?
And then if she got caught by, got pulled over with the crane, she was like, "All right, you got me. I made a mistake. What do you want?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, guy.
Having a bad day.
Come on.
Hot girls don't have it so easy, you guys.
They don't. Not as easy as you would think.
Yeah.
Another great
That fucking
outfit.
costume. What is going on?
I do love Angel's outfits, and this is an ad
Yeah.
for the tournament. $25,000 prize.
That's how you did shit back then. You just newspaper ad.
Yep.
There
For
was
a fight-
no Facebook.
For a fight to the death.
To the
Just and no address, just Chinatown. Go to Chinatown and look for this building.
Well, you should know. You should already know. That's the point. Yeah.
Look at them.
And I love this still, and this also does, some of this movie does remind me of Charlie's Angels.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this still, yeah, James, the story of his life, he gets loaded and he make one little mistake. It just takes one mistake to ruin everything.
Really
Freaking
does.
pigs.
Yeah. Fight the system. Oh, this
We
guy.
need more hot blonde ladies taking on the police.
Yeah. Or we got Teddy Savalas here.
Oh, the guy with the disappearing eyebrows.
The caterpillars on his eyes.
Yeah, because he just says on the commentary that they fucked up and then forgot his eyebrows. So then,
Oh, okay.
and then
Like I thought that when they said something about he must be using Nair on his eyebrows, and then the next thing he didn't have the eyebrows. But then they came back.
they
Yeah.
ADR'd that line in there.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's just good low budget filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the 48-hour film festivals I worked on, I was doing sound, and then so you have to move very quickly, and then we were shooting a phone scene, and there was construction outside.
Oh shit.
So I suggested to him, I'm like, watching all these low budget movies, I'm like, just have her mention the construction.
Yeah.
She's like, can you hear me with all this construction going on?
That's all
So
you
I'm
gotta
like-
do.
I'm like, just like emergency, like we got to move. Just like I suggested a line of dialogue to get through it.
Work it into the scene.
Yeah.
Didn't you win that? Didn't you win that year too, or
No, that was a different
different
year.
one? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Heather has a lot of good one-liners. She's the prison wild child. And I love this outfit too.
Oh yeah. Look at those jeans, man. You know what's funny is I don't remember those kind of jeans back in like the 80s.
Those are very 70s to me.
Are they? Okay. Yeah, I mean it was
Algonquin.
I think Eli, you're younger than me, so like
yeah, I was young in the 80s.
I think like this is what 85.
Yeah, I was 3, so
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No expert on the fashion of 85.
I mean, I was a little kid, but I wasn't like, on what's hip to attract these hot big breasted blondes.
Scott wasn't wearing those cool white stitched jeans back then.
I wasn't pulling these hotties when I was 9 years old.
Question is though, were you wearing those jeans when you met your wife?
I mean, I can't confirm or deny that, but
she saw them from a distance. That's how they met. She's like, "Oh shit!"
I mean, if I wasn't wearing them, she could see them in my soul.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That man has a soul that wears skin tight jeans. He's not wearing skin tight jeans
With white stitching.
Yeah.
His inner child.
Oh
is
my
wearing
gosh,
skin-
I'm sorry to skip ahead. This has my favorite scene in the entire movie. Not with the girls. Shockingly,
this was a good scene. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, this kind of came right from a comedy, right from a full on.
I mean, nothing can say 1985 more than this. Like, oh my God, they think he's gay. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I know. And then being super offended by it too.
I love that.
Like, oh my God.
He's on an airport to go to a secret Enter the Dragon tournament. And there's just randomly two gay guys walking by at that very moment.
It made no sense. Yeah.
I gotta say, it wasn't so over the top like it was gay panic. Like he was mad about it. He was like, "Oh, geez." Like,
no, I was
at least it was like
that.
playing for laughs and not like it wasn't like full on gay panic. But
no, I was gonna correct myself, and like his timing right here was actually great.
It really made me laugh.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, my day is just like fucked, you know. Yeah.
So the girls go to the island, but then Angel forgets her purse, and remember that purse has the whatever the avatar crystal thing that's important.
Yes.
This is like running slow. Okay. And she has another. Let's make fun of little people while we're at it.
Oh my God. Forgot about that part.
And then this woman in black all the way on the left, that is future porn star Tracy Adams.
Interesting.
Okay. I do not know her.
That you know of.
Which I mean, I said that like I regretted it, which I probably shouldn't, but like I was kind of disappointed in myself.
And these were of course Roger Corman sound stages that they shot these.
It definitely looked like it.
Oh my God.
It sure beats a teepee.
Oh my God.
That's her point of.
She is legitimately Native American, so I think it's okay that she says these things, but it did seem weird.
Well, it's good to know. Finally, we know that the Native American that's living in a teepee all the time, they're like, man, this fucking sucks. I want a goddamn science fiction cavern to live in.
Yeah. I'd rather live on an island like weird sex dungeon.
This is 1984. Come on.
And then she has another one-liner. When does Scotty beam us up? And she's always chewing gum and excited about everything, which I love.
they all have their own personalities and styles.
That's some high-tech shit.
Yeah.
She died young too, just to bring it down.
Just
Whoops.
There was an ass shot in there, so I wanted to quickly,
Oh, sorry.
It's not all tits.
Just an ass
all the time.
Yeah.
And then they're doing like whatever these tests are.
Weird scene.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know.
They're shooting like lasers into their mouths and they're like bouncing out. I didn't understand what was
their ears and shit. Yeah.
I think they're just testing their fitness or for if they have cancer or something. Yeah. I don't know. And then
if you're hot, like lasers will bounce out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then so maybe it also like reads your mind, so they think one of the girls is a spy, so they immediately kill her.
Yeah.
Right.
Snap her neck.
Yeah.
They're
also very Enter the Dragon.
Topics first, which I did appreciate.
That's true.
And then our fuckboy reads Cracked magazine.
Yeah.
And
the king size. And mad. Yeah.
So he notices there's something in the purse. And so he figures something out. He's smarter than I am, apparently.
He knew right away.
I do kind of like that the dude is like the freaking bimbo dope. Like I don't know. I do enjoy that part of it.
It totally worked.
Yeah, because I think in Jim Wynorski's mind, at its heart, it's sort of a screwball comedy, but with the sex is reversed,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
and I think it does work on that level.
Yeah. It's a feminist film.
Yes, it is. And then we have a spider.
Yeah, the spider scene.
So this is the Sendu Bible. So the dude has a Bible. So she crushes the spider.
It's a robot spider.
I hate robot spiders.
I hate robot spiders. God damn it!
It's the
She looks
fucking fourth time.
Yeah, every time.
She looks directly into the camera. So there's another Jim Wynorski thing is like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, which was a pretty new thing in
Yeah, you didn't
84,
see that in the
85.
80s. Yeah,
Yeah. So this is
it's cool.
this she literally looks into the camera, but other times in his other movies they'll do that. Like this is like a so and so movie, or
Right.
you know. And there's another example later. Just some that's for Scott. Jiggle. So they have like this is like the NFL combine. They're running these drills. You know, breaking wood with their hands.
Yeah. God.
Archery, of course. This is a nice shot. Again, I think this movie's shot exceedingly well for whatever the budget was, and I don't
Right.
know the
It
DP.
Yeah.
For a
Oh,
first
yeah.
time director, and yeah.
There's a
By the
full
way,
moon.
I gotta call bullshit on this scene. I don't think Raven could really be that great at archery with her physical limitations. But
Her physical limitations.
it's, I mean, movie magic.
Yeah.
She has but she has like ancient Cherokee secrets
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
that she uses to aim. You wouldn't understand. You're a white.
Yeah.
You're a white
That's
person.
right.
Yeah.
Kimasabi. I forgot.
Yeah, she really could have done it with her eyes closed, but she chose not to show off, you know.
And then they do the I think it's the first Star Wars, but Han Solo steals the stormtrooper
Oh yeah.
outfit. They
Yeah.
do that gag from, so this movie is ripping off Star Wars as far as I can tell.
It's an homage, by the way.
And they do it a couple times.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Oh, this lady. So, you guys are Red Letter Media fans, right?
Well, yeah.
Or no?
you know I am.
I mean, I know you are, but
What was that?
Red Letter Media.
Oh
Are
yeah.
you a fan
Yes,
of them?
I am. Yes.
So this is Linda Shane, who is a longtime Roger Corman associate actress. So she is the creator of the fantastic film Flying Ryan. I don't know if you remember that from Red Letter Media, about the kid who gets like reflectors on the back of his shoes and can fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I know her just as an actress. She's in Graduation Day and Jim Wynorski's Screwballs.
Yeah,
and other
and
things. She
Humanoids
pops
from the Deep, and
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, she's gone on to do. I don't know what they are, but she's like kind of highly regarded now as like she's done some documentaries, but I do remember her from Red Letter Media talking about Flying Ryan and talking about this freaking dopey hippie chick that somehow got Roger Corman to finance her stupid kids movie. So I
Oh yeah.
was like, oh, it's that lady when I looked her up. So I thought that was interesting.
That's cool. I didn't know it was her.
But in this movie, she was one of the losers of the tournament, so she's like on the run on the island. And they said they wanted to sell me to this rich Arab. And then
Oh yeah, the gorilla.
yeah, and then there's also a gorilla, and again, this is like to me a serial thing.
Yeah.
I saw one of, I think it might have been Jungle Queen, or it's one of these like it's like a female Tarzan thing where there's a gorilla running around in a dungeon that beats people up. So I want to say Jim Wynorski saw the same thing. Oh, the other thing is in the commentary, he said that one of the actors just rolled up to set one morning and he was like, "Dude, I got a gorilla suit in the trunk of my car. You want to use it?"
That's
Like,
awesome.
I wondered why it was there, because it was like it has no reason to be there at all.
And then so that's how it got in. So yeah, like, fuck yeah, let's throw it in there.
Yeah, that explains it, because I was like,
That ass.
this fucking ape is awesome. Why is he not doing more and more involved in the movie? Okay.
He's in one scene, right? The one scene.
I think he comes back a little bit. He has a reappearance later, but it doesn't do much.
That's right.
So this is the creepy cop is also working for Sindhu.
This
So
fucking guy.
he's pulling double duty,
Yeah.
and
Rat bastard.
he's gonna get it good.
Yeah, he is. He's also the worst actor in the movie,
Yeah.
I think.
No, I did read that Raven designed her own outfits, and I think that was a mistake.
No shit. They let her design them?
Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Look at that shit.
they get weird, more dumb as they go.
I mean,
like more
I know
outlandish.
she's got giant boobs, but like I don't even know. It's just like, so it's more tassels than your mind can even comprehend.
It's all tassels. It's all tassels. That's all it is.
I mean, I know she's got big boobs, but come on, we can handle it. It's okay.
And then this cult has their equivalent to the sign of the hammer.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then you get to meet
So there are, of course, cameras all over the island, and our lead villain, he says, "So many beautiful women, but what's to have for dinner?"
The one with the biggest boobs.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really hungry tonight.
And the other thing is, there's a lot of influence. If you've seen the first Conan movie, Thulsa Doom, he has a snake cult, and this is sort of like that too.
Yeah.
By the way, I was terrified that Angus Scrimm was going to be in Yellowface.
I know, because he's got an Asian name. Yeah.
Based on both of his names are Asian. And I was like, oh my god, what is this going to be like? Mickey Rooney and Breakfast at Tiffany's? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised, but
he just looked like kind of a weirdo. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And so there's a Conan type gladiator thing with this like
S&M diaper head guy.
Yeah, jobber version of what's his face? Damn it! Or he's like the jobber demolition.
Oh yeah,
yeah. This guy fucked.
He did okay.
But this is another great character thing with Heather. So they just announced a fight to the death with her buddy, and then you don't hear what she says, but then she just quips a one-liner to Raven. Instead of being like, "Oh no, my friend's fighting to the death," and there's this big guy with the sword. She just makes fun of the dude, but you don't hear what
this guy's
she
a
says.
fucking jabron. Who cares?
Yeah. He has small balls or something. She probably said something clever.
Yeah, this was the most embarrassing part of the movie. I was like, oh god. My note was, what a display of swordsmanship.
He just hammers down everything.
He just fucking destroys her, and then I don't know, she gets a cheap shot out of nowhere and wins.
But she does win.
She does win. That's true.
Yeah, and Jim's a fan of Conan and a fan of female gladiator movies. And so he gets it to the head.
Right to the head. Pretty brutal.
I like this girl in the middle, but she doesn't have any lines, I don't think.
Not that I can remember.
She was not listed in the bare facts, so I don't think she went on any great acclaim.
So I'm. This is suspect to me. She says there's an old Indian saying, "Shut up and let others feel useful."
Yeah, that sounds very clever and wise and sage advice to give somebody.
You've never heard that?
Not
No.
from a wise Native American. Like,
That sounds
I
like
have a minor in Native American history, so
yeah.
I don't want to brag, but pretty well known.
it's too late, Scott. You've already done it. You've already.
I think she could have delivered a better line if she's going to say, "Hey, there's this old Indian saying."
there's an ancient Chinese proverb that says, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Way to represent.
And let me do my
Old
thing.
saying, hot chicks can say whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the Sindhu picks White Star
Dearest White Star.
for whatever. You carve up the turkey and White Star gets to eat.
That's right.
So what is dinner in? This is some good set design, but what does dinner entail? We shall find out. And they do the thing again with the Han Solo stealing the stormtrooper outfit. And that's a cool shot.
Yeah. He's a cool villain, honestly. I thought the villain really worked here.
I think it would have worked better for me if it didn't say in the credits Angus Scrim as, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the mystery of it. But when I knew it was Angus Scrim, I was like,
that's true.
Kind of took one. Probably in 1985, nobody fucking knew who Angus Scrim was, so it didn't matter.
No, probably not.
And then so Rob shows up to the island, but immediately slips and falls, and then gets caught.
Way to go.
And another sort of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Great place to shoot a horror movie. At a probably a Roger Corman set that was where a lot of horror movies got shot.
Yeah.
This would make a sick album cover.
Man of War cover.
Chained Horrors.
Pleasure Slave, the single.
Picture disc.
Picture disc. Yeah. This fucking guy, man. He's great. White Star's got dibs on the ape.
And then but he Sindhu has some magic powers of fog. So he uses that to hypnotize her apparently and to fuck a snake.
Frick yeah.
So remember that Raven was dating Jim Wynorski at the time. So he was like, hey, I'm making a movie. Do you want to be topless in it and fuck a snake? And she said, do I?
All I got to do is ask.
And
you even know me?
Yeah.
And also every line of dialogue is an insult to your Native American heritage. Is that going to be a problem? Absolutely not, is what she said.
Oh, Kimosabi.
Kimosabi.
And there's a lot of.
Oh, sorry. This is a random note here on the outside temple that you're showing. I think the first time they showed it, there was like an inverted pentagram.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the next time they showed it, it was flipped to just be like the straight up star.
Weird. I didn't notice that.
I noticed I have a picture of it. I didn't notice the switching, but the there's just a lot of cool, weird design elements. You have like these robot beetles.
Yeah. I like
that. Let's go. I mean,
I love this shot.
Fucking sign me up. I mean, how many millions do you want to invest in this movie? Yes.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I know. Just get it made, please.
And again, Sindhu has this big speech, and then like Heather's like pretending to fall asleep.
I love how the whole time they just don't give a shit. They just
yeah. There it's right side up. The previous, I think when they first got there, it was the point down. I just thought that was interesting.
They should have just left it, but I guess they wanted to fix it.
I don't know why would you do it one way and not the other, but
Yeah, so fuckboy Rick, rookie mistake. He brings the purse, but that eye is in the purse, and that's what Cindy was looking for.
Dumbass.
So he inadvertently brought in the ultimate treasure. So he has both eyes of Avatar and just some side boob.
Can't count on these boys for anything.
I'm the master, but I serve one darker and greater. And who is this darker and greater, Scott?
Satan.
It is fucking Satan, of
Master
course.
Mercy.
And this would make a sick black metal lyric.
Oh yeah.
Those who do not bow before the Dark One will be incinerated.
Fuck yeah. I'm ready right now. Let's go.
Yeah. I just
Again,
started a band in my mind. I just started a band.
Again, $25,000 prize. And those
Was
are
that
the
the prize?
Yeah, that was the prize.
25
grand.
large ones.
Well, that was 1985 money. That was like $100 million.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. You could buy like 7 houses back then.
So another great this is pretty smart to me because like they're put in the pit to fight, so they have to pretend to fight, and it's done again of like a rom-com thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like S&M Gladiator rom-com.
Hit me.
Yeah, this was fun. And him pretending him pretending he's not going to hurt her. It's like, come on, you fucking pussy. She can kick your ass anyway.
I know. She could have beat his ass anyways. Yeah.
So funnily enough, she keeps hitting him in the nose accidentally, and so they try to do a work a match, but she fucks it up and hits him in the nose anyway.
Which just adds to the realism.
And this is like, I guess, a Bela Lugosi shout out.
My favorite one.
He's kind of a vampire, like we said.
Yeah.
It's fun to see him in anything. I mean, he's been in so few things. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Grammy Award winner, Angus Scrimm.
Is he a Grammy Award winner?
Yes, for his jazz liner notes. I think in the early 60s.
That's sick.
Wow.
He wrote liner notes for a bunch of jazz albums.
That's so badass. That's so cool.
Raven shows up. Nice shot. And he's trying to get out of fuckboy status.
He's been trying
for
a while. To be fair,
I think he's getting there.
Yeah, he is.
And there's a big fight scene. Good shot of her outfit, which I love.
Yeah, that might be the best one with the gauntlets and everything. Yeah, cool.
And she does the two-fisted punch and knocks 2 guys out. Ambidextrous.
Fuck yeah.
And then she goes to Sindhu's lair. And Sindhu also has ninja stars. And she gets clipped with the ninja star.
Yeah, obviously, I thought this scene was kind of weird. It just kind of like, I guess he did that on purpose, right? He was just trying to fuck with her.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Because the ninja stars were so deadly previously.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it just nicked her. I took it as he was like, yeah, fuck you. I just want to make you bleed a little bit or like piss you off.
I just thought his aim is shit or something. I don't know.
He's the boss, but he's a shitty ninja star thrower.
Conveniently, there's a glass case with a spear right next to her.
Like a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Break glass for sword.
But he's immortal for now. He's also kind of a Skeletor type guy.
Yeah. I liked this. I thought it was badass. I liked his little... It's like you get 2 forms of this villain. I thought it was cool. And the effects, not bad, But what about the gun, this laser cannon here? Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, it's like beetle, cock and balls,
It's
laser
so
cannon.
weird. Yeah, it's so fucking weird looking.
And this is one of my favorite lines in the movie because the curtain uh, flies open to reveal this thing, and then she
Yeah.
says, "Come on, it's so slow. Skip the curtain. I'll take what's in the box."
And this fucking thing, man, so weird. What is this?
The destructive power of the laser cannon will be unmatched in history.
It doesn't seem that impressive.
No, it looks weird looking. Like, who designed this thing?
Like it's
So the-
funny looking, but
It's
it
way
just
funny.
like it's got like one laser stream that can disintegrate one thing.
And so Linda Shane shows up. She's got a gun and an axe,
And an axe. Yeah.
but she gets zapped by the machine. So it's.
You know it works.
But then our fuckboy shows up and decapitates the immortal guy.
That was cool.
It was cool. Yeah. He shows up in his Conan outfit with his collar.
And they do the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like he's just ahead now, and he's still talking tough. Put up your dukes.
Nice touch.
This man just does not know when it's over.
Listen, if I was that fuckboy and I went through all this trouble and then I turned around to look at the girl I rescued, my lady friend, I'd be like, what the fuck did you do to your hair?
Yeah. When did you have time to do this, and why did you do this? But
What's with this freaking tight 1983 perm? What's going on?
Yeah. How's that
Yeah,
hanging, fella?
I'm not a fan of that style of perm.
I would have bailed.
How's it hanging, fella? Cracking wise.
Yeah. Oh, here
What
he
a
is.
card.
So this dude shows up again, and then, he like throws an axe or something?
He also shows up like half a second after the other guy leaves. He's like almost right away. I'm like, wait, she could have just called his name, but I guess she doesn't need his help. She can fight this fucking guy on her own.
So he just hits this one computer control, and then everything goes haywire. And then he gets shot in the dick by the laser cannon and set on fire.
Yeah. I think obviously this is not like a fantastic work of art to critique, but if I would remake this, I would flip those deaths. I would have like the douchebag cop get killed first, and then like the main villain after that. I don't know. I felt like it was like, oh
That's a
wait,
good point.
this guy
Yeah.
now? Like I feel like we're already done.
Yeah, doesn't the main bad guy dies last, typically. Boss fight, right?
And if you're attacked by a gorilla,
You fight back. You punch him in the face.
Kick him in the dick.
Yeah.
kick him in the dick.
Yes. Keep that in mind, kids.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Ancient Native American secret.
Some nice wide shots.
Yes.
He wanted hell on earth, and now he's getting it.
Yeah.
And this is a quote from Casablanca.
Yeah.
So he's homaging Casablanca. And then and I love this. So she just tweaks him on the nose.
She's still kind of shooting him down.
But just in a playful way. But that also fucks up his nose.
Oh, yeah.
She's that strong.
Yeah.
Like this is mean, but that shot that you just picked, like it really, to me, illustrated like she's like 10 years older than she should be for this role, right? She looks like she should be like the hot aunt, or
She does.
I don't know, not the smoking hot chick that like the fuckboy's going for in this movie. I mean, she's obviously very attractive, but I don't know.
Scott, she's probably really good in bed. You saw the scene.
Probably.
That's what happened.
You know
He's
what?
like, oh
She's a fucking grandma now. Who cares?
shit.
She begged to fuck me.
She was born in 1949.
Oh shit. Oh, she was. Okay. Okay.
So she was like 35 when they shot this.
She's my mom's age.
Plus, in the 80s, like back then, people just aged differently too. They looked older than they even were.
Yeah, I mean, but like in the 80s, I feel like a lot like the makeup styles made people look older than they were. So I thought she was probably like in her early 20s. I don't like this time moving on shit. Like
No.
watching like these old titty movies, it was like, I mean, you can go extreme and go like Beyond the Valley of the Dolls and look up what happened. Oh, she's dead.
Oh, I know.
She's 80 years old.
I know. I know.
It's awful.
They're all in retirement homes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it ends. So they tease a sequel, and she ends with her one-liner. Is that a fact? And it was not a fact.
But it should have been.
And then Frederick had the Monster Squad reference.
Yeah, his own reference.
Really got nerds, yeah.
Yeah.
That totally fits.
And I saw Monster Squad in the theater, so I think I was like 6 or 7, and that was like the best movie ever.
I saw it like on home video.
I'm the oldest one here.
How
old are you? I just turned 50.
Well, I'm 45, but when did that movie? I'm not positive when that movie came out.
I want to say like 86, 7.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
I was maybe 7 or something.
Tail end of the 80s.
Listen, I was kind of spiraling that I was so fucking old, and now I feel worse. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out on home video, so I guess I was probably 6 or something. Probably by the time it came out for rental. Makes sense.
Anyways, that's it. Rewatching this movie, I do honestly love this movie, and one of the things I think that makes it stand out is just it's such a random assortment of influences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it distinct from
very distinct,
like a Conan. What the hell? Like a distinct from just a Conan ripoff or just a women in prison or just
it's none of those things. It's like everything and nothing at once.
Or just an assault on Asian and Native American people. It's all these things.
Yeah.
A vicious, hateful attack.
Yeah. Assembled together.
I like it too because for like his first movie, and he was affiliated with Roger Corman, but this was not a Roger Corman movie. I really do admire it, and obviously I've been a fan of his going forward from this, but I mean, I don't know. Has he had a movie that's like better than this? Maybe Chopping Mall, but I don't know.
It's an impressive debut for what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's his best movie. I do like Chopping Mall and Screwballs a lot. I can look up his IMDb. Oh my God, he has 110 directing.
Yeah, dude. If you look, he's like he's been directing steadily. He never stopped. I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Did he do? If you can see on there, did he do Sorority House Massacre 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Left to Die, which they did on the same sets.
Hard to Die.
Or Hard to Die, yes.
Which is it's like a remake of Sorority House Massacre 2, but it's like Die Hard or something.
But yeah, it's basically the same movie. Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, I think, like I said, I have them mixed up with Fredo and Ray in my head. I think emotionally, those are my favorite of his. Probably not the best, but I do enjoy them quite a bit.
And he directed Ghoulies 4, Frederick mentioned Sorceress.
Jesus Christ.
It's
I can't defend Ghoulies 4.
No, it's pretty boring.
I will say he also did 976 Evil 2. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I saw it in his IMDb, but it looked interesting.
It's not that good, but it has a genius scene where It's a Wonderful Life combines with Night of the Living Dead.
Awesome.
He could do that because they were both public domain.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I mostly remember that like the main chick was super hot. That's really all I remember about it.
And his biggest budget might have been Return of Swamp Thing,
Which makes sense.
Kind of the silly sequel with Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sequel to the Wes Craven.
Mm-hmm.
I should go back and give that a chance. For some reason, I was like super like.
It's not for everybody.
The legacy of the Swamp Thing movie.
It's not for everybody. I don't know. I'd rewatch it too. I don't know if I'd like it more now, but I'd be down for trying it. I think I would like it more, to be honest. I don't know. I think I would like it more. Yeah. I'm almost positive.
Is it Dick Durock doing Swamp Thing in that too?
What was that?
Is it Dick Durock in the suit for
I don't
Swamp
know.
Thing?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure either. That's a good question.
And then of course Scream Queen Hot Tub Party.
I have it. I have the DVD. I heard there's a Blu-ray that is a bunch of bullshit, but I have the DVD.
Sounds awesome.
I mean, it's what it says on the tin.
There's no false advertising.
No,
as the Brits would say.
It's a bunch of B-movie hot ladies in a hot tub, basically. Yeah,
getting slaughtered, or
it was one of those things that I heard about, in the early '90s, and no video store that around me had it. And then it came out on DVD, like in the early days of DVD, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get this!" And then I was like, "All right, it's like 45 minutes of all ladies I've seen naked before in the hot tub." Okay.
Did not live up to the hype.
I mean, whatever. I'm not saying I got it, but I also don't need it on Blu-ray.
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
I'm holding out for the 4K.
Yeah, I really want to see every fine detail and flaw.
I heard Kelly Maroney had a pimple on her ass. I want to make sure.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see every imperfection, every stretch mark.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. That was fun. It went considerably long, but
sorry, we went long. Yeah,
but I took so many stills. It's like impossible not to for that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at.
Yeah. So I picked a movie for next week, and this is something quite different. And so this is a movie. This is a movie about a guy that wants to watch wrestling and drink, but people keep interrupting him.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
His boss.
Scott hates when that happens.
This is not a documentary about Scott.
I told you to knock on the door.
I'm trying to watch my fucking makeup tapes.
He just wants to watch wrestling and get drunk.
I don't care if dinner's ready.
But his wife and his kids and his coworkers and his boss and the cops keep bothering him. And that's all he wants to do.
I love it.
This is a movie from 1935.
Holy shit.
And it's W.C. Fields, who I'm a big fan of. Man on the Flying Trapeze.
Wow.
So this is
one wrestling?
Well, it's not about wrestling. That's the plot.
Right. Okay.
Pretty cool.
So this is one of his more obscure movies. It was one that was never released on VHS and would never play on TV but then it came out. There was a W.C. Fields box set where it came out finally. And that's the plot basically. So it's not a lot to keep track of like the last few movies. He just wants to go to the wrestling show and get drunk.
Get drunk.
And then
Story of old
timeless.
that's the plot.
Timeless man behavior. I guess we have not evolved in 100 years, 90 years.
Yeah.
At least.
And apparently this was not, comparatively with his other movies, was not a big hit apparently.
Wow.
So at the time.
Well, I'm not gonna be available next week. I'm very sad about this because it sounds awesome, but yeah, I'm got somebody coming in from out of town, so I'm not gonna be available on Saturday night.
All right. Well, you can maybe leave a comment or something if you have any thoughts. I don't know if you're able to still watch it because I don't think it's pretty short. It can't be longer than like 70 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I can watch it for sure, but yeah, I won't be. The time we do this, I won't be around.
Well, whatever. It's got to be pretty short. I think it's probably like 70 minutes or something.
Okay, cool.
No, Frederick, there are no boobs in Man on the Flying Trapeze, unfortunately.
No black and white boobs.
No.
Bullshit. Closer.
W.C. Fields, he does kind of have slightly man boobs from all his raging alcoholism. All right. Thank you. So we had, that I noticed in the chat, we had Frederick and James and Simon. Thank you guys for showing up. This went longer than I wanted, but it was going well, and there were just so many pictures to stare at, and
you don't want to rush it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about Man on the Flying Trapeze. I'm gonna break my microphone if I attempt that.
No, I did the not the Sign of the Hammer this time. I did their version.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or that could be our thing where we're the end of every video. We gotta sing. We would have to synchronize it too. I'll gather my horse and weapons.
You'll gather your whores.
Horse. Remember the song?
Oh.
What song was that from? Kings of Metal or whatever?
Oh, I thought you said
gather my horse.
I thought you said you were gathering your whores.
Oh, and
I heard it as
yeah, that would be cool, I guess.
But you should probably do that because
I'll try.
If you don't, they're just going to be run astray.
Yeah,
and run around the neighborhood.
And I don't like.
You can't have runaway whores.
No. I mean, it's happened historically. It never turns out well.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, you gotta lock them down.
All right, thank you guys. We're gonna call it. Have an awesome